Hello and welcome to Monday's video. It's a little bit different this week, so I'd love to hear your comments. Subscribe, share, please, and I hope you enjoy this on Buy, Refurb, Refinance. These are all properties that I have viewed within the last few weeks and taken photographs of with issues which you're going to want to know about. All right, enjoy. Bye-bye. So when viewing a property, you must stand away from the property, stand back and actually have a look above the property, looking at the lines of the windows, the doors and the roof and the chimney stack. But here, if you look closely enough, that dormer window has been put in really badly. It's sitting up proud. There's going to be ingress of water there straight away. You can see it's been done by an amateur, and that's something that you do not want to be getting involved in. So away, you know that's going to cost you money. This here is floorboards. Would you believe it? It's completely rotten throughout this property. Every ground floor floorboard was rotten with dry rot. It's going to be expensive, but again, as long as you can identify it and know exactly what you need to do, that means ripping out all of the joists underneath. There in treatment, there may be other things going on, such as damp or other infestation. You need to be able to deal with it. So just be aware and look out for this. Then we're just going into this room here, and you see that part of the ceiling is hanging down. Well, if you look closely, that is a flat roof at the end, and that's where the water's come. So it's nothing too big. You can see with the archway of the room, that's part of the main house. So if it's a flat roof, rip it all out and start again. You haven't got a problem. So looking at properties with bad issues, I love it, and I just see there's more and more opportunities. So hopefully this will help you be less fearful of what you're looking at to understand. Now, infestation, as we mentioned earlier, these are maggots. So okay, flies, but it's a good one. These are all recently viewed properties. And this is a good one because you've got to look for infestation, whether it's woodworm, whether it's all sorts of things. And even if you're buying a house which is occupied, if there's bed bugs, you need to be able to spot these things. Again, be fully aware. There's been houses with fleas I've known. I've even offered them. But understand what is going on before you buy. Look closely at everything. This is inside the property and the ceiling has fallen down. Now this is in quite a bad way. Again, there's a lot of work to do to repair this, but nothing too bad. As you can see, the main part of the wood up above there is fairly good nick. So ripping everything down and re-plasterboarding, and maybe using that time to put a different lighting system up there, it's actually going to save you time and money just by ripping it down, so you haven't got to rip it down and start afresh. It started a job for you. What you've got to find out is what's caused that. So obviously go above normally, and that's one of the major things where the roof would have been less standard or just got too old. You must sort the roof out first before you even think of doing anything inside the property. So again, it's a really good one. Just identify and get on with the job. But another great opportunity. Now in the loft, and I fully advise people to go into a loft when you're viewing, and there's a hole in this felt. So what does this mean? Is this catastrophic that water's coming through? No, well look where else. There's no evidence of water coming through. It's just something. They might have just knocked it when they were putting it in there. But use this as a telltale. Look down below it. Has water been coming in? If it hasn't, then leave it alone. All right, this is one of the things. Sometimes you spot these things, means nothing. We're moving on. Look at the state of this kitchen, and there's a problem with the floor. A lot of people walk in and think, oh, too much problem. It's not. You can see the radiator on the right hand side. It's very old. This is probably built in late 60s, early 70s, and it's just run down. I love this. It doesn't matter what's going on. The only thing I want to know is, has the damp come through the foundation of the property, or is it just on the outside? The window, everything else, it's superficial. You're going to rip it all out, make it clean, tidy, and start again. It really, the more it's like this, the better it is for you and the more profit you can make. So be encouraged when you view properties in this type of condition. This one here, this is near a window. This is a floor, sorry, and this is a patio door. And this again, it correlates to that one earlier that I showed you with the flat roof. And this is part of it where it's been extended over and above the threshold of the floor. So again, it's a rip out job and redo. Nothing too disastrous. And don't make obstacles for yourself. You've just got to learn and understand what you can do, how to solve. Not a big job to rip this all out and start again. Again, here's a nice one again of the ceiling coming down, and this is again on the patio doors with that flat roof, that infamous flat roof. And you can see, so all of that, you would just rip everything else out, take it back to the brickwork, and if you still want to keep that footprint of it coming out, then you can just build out, make sure it's proofed, new flat roof, nicely felted or tiled if you want to do that, and then put in your patio doors, or maybe it's a chance for French doors or something much nicer to enhance the property, to make it look nicer so it's more saleable, or maybe you'll get more rent for it. Okay, so don't be discouraged. And the next one is, what's going on in ceilings? When you see that there's lots of cracks and there's paper coming off, and what is actually going on around? Now, I get sent a lot from my mentees that I'm mentoring on the Buy, Refurb, Refinance program that I run for 6 months. And all of it about cracks, you will learn about cracks. But it's when they're of a certain size and a certain angle and doing certain things is when you need to get a bit more investigation going on. And so you understand what needs to be done. I'm going to go touch on that a little bit later as well. This one, so remember when you're standing back, I do this a bit closer as well, I do believe, but when you're standing back, you must assess the property. Now, as you can see, there's a nice crack there, but just by looking at it, you wouldn't say that that property is falling down to the right. We're going to get a closer look in a second, but this is something that you need to be able to spot, especially where people have tried to hide it, where they filled in the crack with some mortar and they think they're going to cover it up. So go closer in. You can see there where they've used a bit of thicker mortar because they've tried to cover up that gap, and yet it's falling again. So it's telling you there is a significant problem, a telltale sign. You see this drain pipe, I would put money on it. I would say that that's either a cracked or a blocked drain, and that's been like that for a long time. It's caused moisture in the ground, and that has led to subsidence. And if that's what's happened, it's not too difficult to resolve, although you might have to take that wall down and refix it because you just want it tidier, and it's a ground floor one, not a huge job to do. Okay, so cracks, and this is internal. Now I've got this here to show you this crack, but you can see, and I've got another picture of it, but this is offset. When I mean it's offset, it means that it's proud. It's actually coming away. It's not just made the crack in the space between it, but one part is back and the other part is sticking out. And that's something that you really need to be wary of, and make sure that you understand what's going on. That's a much more severe problem, and that's something that you need to look out and get really expert advice. Listen, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a comment if you like this type of video. Please share it to your friends and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you soon.